So this is the first time I've brought my beautiful Red on a wedding. We're shooting a wedding for my cousin. I'm shooting on the 1DX Mark II and the Red weapon. I have a 12mm setup on the Red, and it's 24-70 on my 1DX Mark II. That way I have a camera that's already set up to get really wide shots, and then I have my main camera for everything else. So Nate here is gonna be hauling this around while I'm shooting on the opposite camera. So we're gonna get our first shot here right now on our beautiful Movi. Gonna be shooting this one at maybe an 11 aperture. Frame rate 60 frames per second. So our bride probably won't be here for another 15 minutes, so I always get a bunch of pickup shots of just the temple grounds. See how that looks? I've gotten this shot before. It looks a lot better with the sun flare, so we're gonna move on. So I found some beautiful foreground here. Found some pretty flowers, so we're gonna get nice and low to the ground. I got 2 purple humans in my shot. So I gotta sit here patiently waiting for them to move. There's like 5 people out here today, and there are 2 of them. It's not just about what's in your frame, it's about what's not in your frame. So there they go just now, they heard me, that's great. So you guys will notice I'm always looking for foreground to glide up against. Oh, nice. Nice pretty tree here. So Nate asked, what do you do when your arms get tired? And I said, my arms don't get tired. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, when I get tired, tuck the elbow right in the side like that. Takes all the pressure off. Or wear a belt, put the glide cam on the belt like that. Go handheld for a minute, take a break. Resting glide cam tips for you. So every time I find a spot I like, I'll get like 5 or 6 variations of the same shot, just so I have options in the editing room. Get out of here, Zamboni. All right, here we go, parallaxing. Got a nice scene here. Give us a nice parallax using this tree. Let's get a little bit closer. About right there. Oh, that is wide. That is so wide. Gonna do a tilt up now.
Out, you can shoot all the photos you want on the grounds.
Yeah.
But professional photography is not allowed anywhere else on property.
He just says that because it looks like my camera's nice. And action. So I'm switching back and forth between 24mm and 70mm. And every time I'm switching, I hurry and do a bunch of glide cam knob twisties. Chase, really cheese this one up, baby. You're so in love, man. No, look at each other. Look at each other smiling. All right, go for it, baby. Oh, yeah. Keep going. Sorry. Keep going. Oh, yeah, good, baby. All right, good job. Give me a kiss right there. Okay. Good. With weddings, I usually just let the photographer do her thing, and I'm just kind of following behind and sneaking in shots wherever I can. And if she's like, all right, move on to the next shot, and I haven't gotten what I need, I'm like, hold on, let me hurry and grab it real quick, and I get what I need and we move on. But usually I'm just letting the photographer do their thing and just kind of following along. So it's pretty simple. coming through. Huh, that's interesting.
And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I've never heard of. I do this for a living, and so I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, cool. Thank you. Silly people dancing around security, man. So I'm shooting everything at a 2.8. And I'm switching my shutter speed between like 500 and 1,000 depending on the lighting. And that's pretty much all I'm doing. My white balance is set at 6,000. It's a super cloudy day, so everything's super diffused. Really pretty, even lighting. Talked about this before, but shooting weddings, it's nice to either have the sun low in the sky or just to have a complete overcast like this. It makes for super flattering light on the face as those clouds act as a giant diffuser. So stay there. All right, we're getting the money shot of all money shots. We got a beautiful pond here, casting a nice reflection. So I got my 12mm on so I can get as much of this temple in the shot as I can. Waiting for these people to clear. We're gonna do a tilt up while parallaxing at the same time. And I gotta watch my feet and the shot at the same time, because if I stumble, I'm gonna face plant in the water and trash my camera. Action. And coming back. See, I'm looking back and forth between my feet and the water. And we nailed it. Before every wedding, before we get the bride and groom out here, I come an hour early. I just shoot a few establishing shots, just kind of walk around the grounds. I'm thinking, that looks pretty. So we'll grab it. Oh yeah, just married. All right, you guys ready? On the count of 3, everyone's gonna give me a nice silent cheer, and you guys go for the kiss. 1, hold on, not yet. 1, 2, 3, kiss. When it's raining, I like to pull out my lens hood because that allows me to kind of block the incoming rain from reaching the lens here. All my gear's weather sealed, so it's raining a little bit right now, so I'm not super worried about a little drizzle like this. If it was a downpour, I'd try and cover it, but with drizzle like this, it's not a big deal. I just pop in my lens hood, check every once in a while, make sure I'm not getting any water on the lens there. But these are lifesavers when it comes to blocking those rain droplets. This lens hood has saved my life. Those would normally be on my lens, and they are on my hood. So good, baby. While I'm waiting for her to arrange the next photo, I'm scouting out people I can film that are here, that are family or friends. Oh, this guy. That's it. So I'm switching back and forth between 24 and 70 the whole time. It takes like 5 seconds to change the balance in between them, but I'm trying to get as many wide and tight shots as I can. So I'm just trying to mix up the focal lengths and the distances, getting some tights on just the face, getting some medium shots, and then getting some full bodies. So I always try and grab one tight, and if I can, one wide, and just mixing it up throughout, as much variety as footage as I can. Obviously for group shots, those are good opportunities to get wider shots, so I'm 24 wide right now.
Okay, looking right here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, perfect. Let's have Grandma and Grandpa's come out for a minute. Okay.
One of you guys asked me what tips I have for filming weddings, and one of my biggest tips is film as much footage as you can. Just get a ton of footage, because the more you have to work with, the more creativity you have in post and shots to work with. So highly recommend just shooting as much as you can. The autofocus though, man, can't live without it. Once you go autofocus, you don't go back. Okay, ready? Put the flowers a little higher. Good. Look down. And 1, 2, 3, up. Good. Okay, Chase, hop in there for me. And then on the count of 3, I'll have you button it. So hands off, good. Wait for it. And 1, 2, 3, button. You get one more kiss, but Jay, have you just look straight up at me this time? So I'll say kiss, then I'll say look. All right, so looking down. Kiss, look.
You're supposed to say kitchen.
So we're gonna stage a shot. Nate behind the camera here is gonna shake some flower leaf things to create some falling beautiful artifacts. So we'll see if it works. Action.
Look at me. Whoa, look at me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try and get some artsy shots here. Can't find an angle. Right there. There we have it. Catch the branch. Come on, focus. There you go. All right, we'll play this back for you, but we're just trying to get a rack focus using the autofocus. Oh, baby, you see that? So you guys are both looking ahead, smiling, happy, and then I'm gonna say, look back, Chase. That's when you're gonna look back this way and just smile at her. You guys are giggly, happy. Ready, action. Look back. Welcome to the wedding. If you sing, it always makes the shots more cinematic. What better way to welcome somebody to a wedding than with this shot? I feel welcome already. So my goal with these weddings is to be invisible. I don't want people to notice I'm here. I'm just a fly on the wall, documenting and capturing the day as it was. So every once in a while I'll direct them and tell them to do something, but I want it to be minimal if I can. I just need one shot with a nice sun flare, guys. That's all I've asked for all day. That's good right there. Just right here in the middle. And action. Not a big fan of receptions.
Hey, man. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna be picking up some detail shots too. You know, the candles, the flowers, the ribbons, the photos. There's a lot of details that people care about at these weddings that I don't really care about. But you gotta capture it anyway. Now that is a good ribbon if I've ever seen one. I don't know much about ribbons, but I know this is a good one. It's all on the squat, baby. I am the human slider. So I'm gonna get some detail shots now, but I'm gonna go bust out my 85 mil so I can go down to 1.4, get a super shallow depth of field that's even tighter than my 70. It's gonna be killer. I like to do these cantered angles where I'm kind of side rotating here. All right, so I'm running out of card space. I just dumped this card so that I can now format it and reuse it. Before you format that thing, you better make sure you for sure have all the footage you shot from it. And then as soon as I've dumped the cards, I'm immediately gonna back them up on a second hard drive. That way I don't risk losing any of this footage. Gets scary formatting cards on location. Ideally, I'd have more cards, but they're flipping expensive. Give me some more, man. There it is.
Oh, be careful, okay?
I want a money fire shot, and I'm just not getting it, you know? I just don't know if the flames aren't performing, because I'm performing, but the flames aren't performing. Get a drink for me. Get the red. Get the red. Oh, with the iWatch. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was actually waiting for you to come over. One at a time now, and I need this to look beautiful. Awesome.
Can't wait to see my
Nailed it.
haircut.
We'll see if it makes the cut. Asked me an awesome question earlier. He said, what do you do to get more creative shots? Because I've done a ton of weddings and it gets kind of monotonous, and how do you change up your shots to get better looking shots and to improve on each video? I was telling Nate, I worked on a project in Iceland with Chris Burkard, who's a famous Instagrammer, has like 2.5 million followers on Instagram. And when I was working with him, I was one of his subjects on one of his photos, and I was standing on top of a mountain. And literally I was up there for 2 hours while he took 100 photos, changed the angle, 100 photos, ran down the mountain, got a different angle, ran over to this mountain, got that angle, waited for the sun to pop behind this, waited for the sun to go over here, went over there. Literally 2 hours, probably 400 photos later, and he posted one Instagram. My point is, and I told you earlier in this video, shoot as much footage as you can. You see something you like, shoot it from this angle, try this movement, try that movement. And as you try new things, trial and error, you start teaching yourself new things. And you see something that happens by accident, and you're like, oh, that was actually pretty cool. And then you intentionally do it next time. And when I'm in the editing room, I like to have all this footage, and that just makes it so much fun to edit, to have all these different options. And there's usually one or two that stand out that, oh, that's the one, that's the best one. And then when you put the edit together, it looks amazing because you're only using the top 5. Are you guys ready?
They're ready.
We're getting the final shot. I lied, we're not actually done. So the sparkler scene, you only get one shot, and it's kind of tough because there's a huge exposure change as soon as the sparklers go off. I had my ISO at 128,000 when we're doing the dancing, and I bumped it all the way down to like 3,200 for the sparklers, maybe even lower. I think it was 1,600. Yeah, so I think I bumped it all the way down to 1600 for the sparklers, shooting at 4K, 60 frames per second, 60th of a shutter speed, and my white balance all the way down to 2800 Kelvin to match the light of those sparklers. So you only get one shot at that, so you gotta make sure your settings are good. I've had times in the past where I was too dark or I was too bright, and it still works. You can correct it in post, but it's best to get that exposure as good as you can the first time. So that's it, that's a wrap, guys. 14, 15-hour day. Weddings aren't my favorite, but it's kind of fun. Like I said, creatively in the editing room is my favorite when you have a bunch of awesome footage to work with. So we just knocked this thing out. I probably shot 500 gigs of footage. So we spanked it today. If you guys have any further questions about filming weddings or anything,